Hello and welcome back to the review of those Heroica character cards, which I have recently purchased. So yeah, let's have a look at them. So 22 is a lot of them. Unfortunately, I have no idea whether this was in regular sale or if this was a special purchase to gift to purchase or something like that. And I also don't know if this was available in any other countries, because as you can see, this right here is German, so no idea if this was in Germany only. So yeah, it was released in 2011, so when the first Heroica board games were released. If you've seen the eBay haul, I have another 2 copies of this. They are all the same. I just wanted to have some spare ones. And they were very cheap, so I bought them on eBay. New, as you can see. And yeah, so let's have a look at this first. I think this is some kind of map. But yeah, let's see what this actually is. So what do we have here? Yeah, so this is some kind of, yeah, it is a map. It is a map with the first 4 Lego Heroica board games. So we have Dried Up Bay, we have the Forest of Waldorf, or how is it pronounced? We have the Nethut's Caves, and we have the Castle Fortan. No idea how that's pronounced, honestly. But yeah, it's just an overview. So we always, with each set, we get the heroes, and we get the monsters, which they have to fight and battle against. So this one does not include the 5th game. So as you can see, you can connect all those Heroica board games to one large board game. So, but you could also play each game independently. So you could play Dried Up Bay independently, and Waldorf Forest, and all those games. You could all of those games play them independently. But yeah, I'm thinking more and more that this is a German only release, because this is, this of course, because it's only everything that is written here is in German. But let me know if you know anything about a US release, a UK release, anything like that. I'd be interested in that, or if this is a Germany exclusive. Don't know. Might have to Google that. Oh, and here, of course, yeah, that's clever, Lego. They advertise each single game with a little teaser text below, and they also tell you the play time and the age the players should have, and with how many people you can play those board games. So that's what I really liked. You could play this with just one friend, or you could play it with a bunch of friends. Of course, there's a lot of potential to customize. And yeah, here we just have an introduction text to sort of give you the idea. So maybe I can translate this real quick. So Heroica is a series of adventure games which lead you and your friends through the regions of Heroica, and you have to master adventures. And as heroes, you have different skills which you can use in the fight and the battle against monsters. And you buy weapons to get stronger, and you collect potions, gold, and useful items. And on your way, you can lose life points, but you can also win life points. So life points are those red cones. Those are your life points. You have 4 of them. But as it said here, you can also win or regain life points. I think that's a proper translation. And he had just asked who's able to, or who can master the most adventures, and who fights or who kills most of the monsters. So that's basically what this text says. And yeah, I like the idea of this game because you could also play this. You could play this against each other. So you could play one is playing one hero or multiple heroes, and the other one is playing the monster side. However, playing the monster side was not like equally strong. So I preferred the version where each player would choose a character, so a hero. And yeah, because each hero had different abilities, this was very entertaining. And so when one had stronger maybe aim, one had stronger hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that. So I really like the idea. But now let's get to the cards. This has been already way too long, this introduction. Now let's get to those cards. So those are basically, so you don't need those to play the board game series, but those are just so you don't have to always have the instruction manual, and it's a lot easier to have it like this. So those are just, so this here is a weapons card. So it just shows what each weapon can do. So here's an axe. You defeat all monsters in nearby. So you're on they are designed with those jumper plates. And if you are on a jumper plate and you have 4 jumper plates around you, you're going to defeat each and every monster that is standing directly next to you. And this is the wizard's staff. So you defeat one monster that is up to three steps apart from you, even if it's behind a corner. So that was kind of cool. Oh, and I don't know how that's called. Sicherstock. Really don't know how that's called in English. What's the translation for that? But that is what the druid had, and it just says that you gain up to 2 life points back. And then this has a backside as well. So you have a bow. You defeat a monster which is up to 5 steps apart from you, but only in a straight line. And then you have a dagger. You defeat one monster nearby, and you get 1 gold, one gold cone. And with those gold cones, you can buy weapons like this, but you can also buy potions and stuff like that. And here we have the sword. You move 1 step forward, and you defeat a monster nearby. And as I just realized, we have 4 copies of each card, so for the maximum of 4 players. So here we have the 4 weapon cards, and here we have the monsters. So we have the Goblin Warrior, we have the Goblin Guard, the Goblin General, and the Goblin King. So he's the weakest and he's the strongest. And here we have some other monsters from so the goblins are like the main monsters, and those are only appearing in their own territory. So we have a bat, we have a giant spider, we have a golem guard, we have a werewolf, we have the golem lord, and we have the dark druid. So all those characters are in the cave of Nathuts, and those characters are in the forest of Waldorf. So, and yeah, again, 4 of those. And now we have the heroes. So this is the barbarian, and his ability is to fight all the monsters nearby and move one step forward. So basically the ability of the axe, but he also is able to move one step forward. And yeah, here's just a back design. So those of course exist only once in one package, because only one player is able to play one character at the time. Then we have the wizard. and his special skill is you fight. Let me get this closer. You defeat one monster that is up to four steps apart, even if it's behind a corner. So again, basically the ability of the wizard staff, but a bit stronger, so that you can, of course, the wizard could buy an axe or this staff of the druid, but it's a bit weaker, so that he's not, you know what I mean, so that you can't be all characters at the same time, just if you have the money. So, but you still have the abilities, some of the abilities. But yeah, the character of who owns the weapon, like the wizard does with this wizard staff, he's got like the strongest version of that. I think we can conclude that. And yeah, here we have the druid. So before, the druid staff would regain up to 2 lives, and this one is you heal completely and you get all life points back. So even if you're down to 1 or if you're dead, you get all life points back with this one. And here we have the ranger, and his ability is to move 1 step forward and defeat a monster that is up to 5 fields in a straight line away from you. So again, just the ability of the bow, but made stronger because he is the character who owns the bow. And here we have the thief, and his ability is to defeat 1 monster nearby and get 1 gold from the inventory. Let me just see if that is really, is that the same? Let me just see. What does this dagger say? You defeat 1 monster nearby and you get 1 gold from stock. Alright, so this is weirdly, so he is the owner of the dagger, but his ability is not better than if you would buy the dagger. So that is confusing, honestly. Haven't realized that before. That is sort of confusing, honestly. So the characters before were all a bit better than their weapon, but he is only as good as the weapon. So you could just be a ranger and buy a dagger, and you're as good as the thief with the dagger. Alright, so that's a bit confusing, I have to admit that. Here we have the knight, and his ability is you move up to 2 steps forward and you defeat a monster nearby. So this character again is better with the sword than another character. So those are all the characters, all the heroes, and now we have potions. So the first one is luck. You can roll the dice again. So if you haven't realized this before, this is a board game with dices, and you are allowed to roll the dice again to increase your your skill with that. And the second one is pace. You are allowed to move up to 4 steps forward. And this one is strength. You defeat 1 nearby monster, and this one is life. You get 2 life points back. And those potions could be either purchased from stock, from inventory, or they could be collected because they were around the board game, and if you could collect them. And yeah, so those are all the 4 potions, and those are like the magic items. So each of the board games had like a treasure. So, and whoever collects that treasure has a special ability. So let me translate that real quick. So how's it called? The cup. I'm just going to call it a cup. It's not called a cup in its, but you can drink from it. So let's just say that the cup of life is a mighty relic with which you can increase the speed of your healing process. And if you roll the dice and and get the shield of it. So I have to show you the board game so that you can understand this in another video. So if you roll the dice and you get the shield, you can always use this cup instead of moving forward to get 1 life back. So you stay at your position, but you get 1 life back, 1 life point back. And you can either keep this one. So if you get this at the end of one adventure location, you can either keep this, or you could resell this for only 2 gold cones and put this one back in the box. So yeah, those are like special relics. Here we have the crystal of trick. So you put the crystal on the head of the goblin general, and so this one is a Andrida Bay, and is the goblin general defeated for the first time, you put the crystal aside, and the general is not defeated yet. And if you defeat him another time, or whoever defeats him for the second time is allowed to keep this crystal. But I honestly don't know if you can do anything with that. So that also means that you can't be defeated right away. I have to read the instructions for that again. And here we have the helmet of defense. So this one is in the 4chan campaign. So this helmet gives you an extra life, so you have 5 lives in total. So put this helm on the head of your micro figure, and immediately add 1 life point to your backpack. So your backpack is where you have the gold, the potions, but also your life points, just to keep that in order. And now you can have up to 5 lives. You have to, when you're defeated, also have to heal all those 5 lives until you can go on with the campaign. So you can either keep this one or sell it for 2 gold cones and put it back in the box. And now last but not least, we have the Scepter of Conjuring, and this scepter is a mighty relic with which you can move monsters actually. And if you roll the dice and you get the shield, you can use this scepter instead of moving your hero figure, and move a defeated monster from the backpack. So if you defeat a monster, you can put it on your backpack, and you can use this ability to move a monster from the backpack from a fellow player and put it on a free spot on the campaign board. And again, you can either keep this one or sell it for 2 gold cones. And yeah, that is it was a quite long review, but those are the Heroica cards, and this is the Heroica series explained very short. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see more Heroica stuff on this channel. As I've said before in videos, I really like that board game series. I think that was the best board game series ever made in LEGO. But yeah, let me know what you think about this board game series, or if you know nothing about it, let me know if you'd like to know more about it. Alright guys, that's it for now. I see you in the next video. Bye.